Hey, what up, dog? How y'all feeling? I guess your man, your friend, and family member, Brandon Lee here. It's 9:01. You know what time it is. It's time for a little love and marriage Huntsville intel. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. So, Stormi and Courtney, this is where we are with them. They are at a pool hall. Stormi talks about the meeting that she had with Tiesha, how awkward it was because of the website ordeal, that it wasn't her fault. Tiesha saying that it wasn't her fault, and Tiesha blamed someone else. But Courtney said, isn't it Tiesha's business? Stormi felt it turned her off a bit and did not like her as much as she thought because of her not owning up to her mistakes. Stormi said that she's tried with these ucking actual social self people. Her nose turned up just ever so slightly. And the time she tried to get along with these people, she's thinking about those times, and she's still thinking about yesterday how Tiesha played her. Scott's arrive an hour 25 minutes later. Stormi talks about them arriving an hour and a half late. And that time she kind of needs to be doing other things, and basically, just saying the fact in her Storm's confessional, um the fact that they showed up, this late. They think they meaning something, or they're big or this or that, but they're not. And Stormy tilted her head like, period, dot. Um, so, the backyard party talked about, and that, Maurice told Marcel that Courtney was mad at him, rather. And Marcel recaps the party, that Kiki had a problem with Tiesha, and Kiki told Story about the problem, and that, um, and just I simply do not get this, because it's just like, you don't get the fact that the problem was that Kiki was trying to let Tiesha know about your cheating actual social self. So, like, it was more to the story than just, Kiki telling Stormy a problem. It was a very specific problem that was about you, Marcel. So we just gonna move right along there. And to be honest with you, Courtney said that, he wasn't mad about that. And before all this happened, Marshall says the last time I seen you was at the backyard brawl, trying to make light of it. But, Courtney didn't go because he didn't want to go because of Marceau. That's what, you know, Stormy said to Maurice that, why isn't Courtney coming? Kimmy and Maurice asked, and Stormy said the truth, that Courtney didn't want to go because of Marceau. And I think that's Courtney's full grown man right to not want to be around people that he don't want to be around. So, but that's neither here nor there. And so, Courtney said the thing that he was upset about was the town hall, the Mr. and Mrs. Still comment. And Courtney said he would never call him out his name. And Marcel said that's selective outrage. So you upset about that, but you're not upset with your wife calling me a itch 10 times. And so it's interesting with this selective outrage, because if I recall, when the drug conversation happened, you said the makeup didn't show. So you kept, poking and prodding and trying to mentally push Kiki. And then on the next episode, as y'all are going on family vacation that you didn't even want to go on, Marceau, you said that, I really do care for Kiki. No, you don't, because actions speak louder than words, you dumb uck. So stop it. Not to mention, did we forget how you made Stormy cry at the barbecue? When it came to, like, have you ever seen somebody on drugs? Did we forget that you made Stormy cry? Just, and then you go over to comfort her, but you don't comfort her because you give a damn about her. You comfort her so you won't look like an actual social self-hole or the itch that you are. So, with that being said, Tiesha says that they thought they resolved this, and, Marcel said that they said that they did, but, Stormy, you know, um, pointedly says that, and I quote, that you agreed with me, Marcel, that you were the biggest itch. And Stormy said, well, maybe you show your feelings, then maybe someone could feel for you. And Tiesha said, And Tiesha feels on both levels it was disrespectful. Once again, you don't allow somebody to get all the blame. You got to distribute the blame. No. At the beginning, middle, and end of the day, it was wrong for Marsau to come at Stormi for $100 knowing that y'all are millionaires, allegedly, even though you're allegedly in a $5.7 million lawsuit. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. And it's just like, really? Really? So it's like you do understand why Stormi feels the way that she does. And guess what? If it walks like an itch and talks like an itch, then it must be a itch. And guess what? Hashtag a hit dog will holler. So, no, Marcel agitates. As you said, Tiesha, he is a, I was about to say she, as Kiki would say, Madam Marsau. The madam plays around too damn much. And so, yeah, Marcel does the most that gets the most done back to him for a response. So this is on Marcel. Normally in this situation, no one should be treated with disrespect. But when you give disrespect, you're gonna get disrespect back, Tiesha. It is what it is. So as we continue and roll on here, Stormi feels the way that she felt in calling Marcel an itch because he did itch-like things. But Stormi's not going to do it again because she respects that boundary. That's what Stormi says in her confessional. Stormi feels Marcel is getting his lip back. But Stormi feels that, it's not really a lip back because you went around Stormi to go Courtney. And she said, technically, that's not what a man would do, but that's what itch would do. And Marcel said, even after the conversation about itch, you still call me an itch. And Stormi said, I'm not calling you an itch, not right now. And so I see what Stormi did. And Stormi really did a good job with this because truly what she did was say, I'm not calling you an itch right now. So she's using itch in reference to the conversation, which allows her to still call him an itch. It's a well-played move, if I do say so myself. But anyway, Tiesha wants to give up this word. I mean, well, guess what? It is what it is. Marsau said that he's going to learn to ignore what Stormi says. Well, I mean, so you're going to learn to ignore what someone else says, but when someone wants to ignore what you say, you throw a tantrum like a brat, like a prince who won't ever grow up to be a king of anything important. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. And so Stormi said, "Don't ignore me. That's disrespectful." That's why Tiesha got a drink thrown in her face. Whoa, Stormi coming in hot. Do it big. She's coming in hot. She's coming in hot. Coming in hot. She's coming in hot. I'm sorry. Hashtag 90s kid, man. Nick, Nickelodeon. Yeah. So anyway, let's roll on. I'm sorry. Stormi said that's not the reason, but that's why it happened. So, Marsau and Tiesha feels like that's not the reason why it happened, but it is what it is. You did get a drink thrown in your face, Tiesha, because you were disrespectful to Kiki, whether you want to admit it or not. Because everyone else is saying it and seeing it and embracing that fact, except you. So, Tiesha says that Stormi is being shady in this moment. And to say that's the reason why someone threw a drink in your face because you didn't want to talk to that person, protect your peace, is very rude. I mean, really? It's rude? But didn't you shut down Melody when Maurice had 0.01% of intelligence to say that maybe Melody could appear virtually and you didn't want Melody there and y'all wasn't going to pay any of y'all friends to speak, even though when they speak at other conferences and events and things like that, they get paid? It's just very, very interesting, Tiesha, what rudeness is to you. It's one thing to support Kiki because she's going through her addiction. She's not going through addiction, she's going through recovery. But you are saying that Kiki is going through her addiction so that way you can paint out Kiki to be an addict. It's not a good move on you because guess what? As we find out, um, the reaction that we saw coming up as we continue on here was a bit much. But we'll talk about it. But anyway, it's but yeah, to blame Tiesha for her Kiki's bad behavior is unfair, and that's not right. And it's just like the way she. Could you say that's not right normally? That's not right. Like you were trying to pronounce every single word to let us know that what Stormi did was not right. But then again, like what you did wasn't right either by just being a dark soul to people. But yet people gotta deal with you. Okay, all right. I guess truth is to use Fantasia's words there. But anyway, so as we keep going here, um, yeah, so Tiesha says that obviously Stormi has an issue with Tiesha. Marsau said that Stormi said in her culture that this is a frequent word, and Marcel says he doesn't have time to learn adults' new culture and tell adults how. I think he wanted to finish like how to be an actual adult, Courtney said, Stormi, you got next. You don't want to finish this game. Stormi ends up leaving. She's got important work to do. And so I think she's on the phone with somebody from Canvas Beauty or some, vendor for Canvas. Tiesha said, you invite us out to date night. And Marcel said, this is the weirdest shade right here. So then in the preview, Kimmy brings over a sex therapist. Shocking. Andrea says that you guys should bring over a sex therapist, and you bring over a sex therapist. Whoop-de freaking do. And the words of Nell, we're going to Houston. And they are going to go to Houston. And oh, my Lord. I'll just say this. They always say everything is big in tech. Everything is bigger in Texas, or everything is big in Texas. I got a feeling there's going to be some big issues happening in Houston. Not Houston, but Houston. Chris says the truth out loud of not only do you not have no woman, she ain't got your name no more. I mean, listen, we all been saying it on social media, and it is what it is. I mean, y'all remember when Nell on the interview with Carlos King said that that when Melody threw that crystal, that was real crystal that it had to replace because that was a heated moment. And also in that same interview, Nell warned Marcel about what would happen, and even Chris tried to help. So what Chris said about not only don't you have no woman, she ain't even got your name no more, he just said the truth out loud because it's like you ain't gonna keep disrespect. And I'm thinking this mentally, right? He is basically saying you're not gonna keep disrespecting my wife and think it's gonna be cool. So I'm just gonna say the truth out loud because I know it pisses you the uck off. And then Tiesha talks to Marcel about the pregnancy test, and Marcel said, if I thought you were pregnant, I wouldn't think that the vasectomy didn't take. I would think get a blood test. Well, my lord. I guess this is. I guess it's a boomerang effect, Marcel. I mean, you talked about Kiki's addiction as a joke, and you didn't want to renew your vows with Tiesha, and apparently you getting your face beat by a makeup artist in the boom room allegedly, and not to mention you went to Africa alone, and you went to Colombia on your anniversary weekend of when y'all got married. So I guess it's basically a Marcel move on Marsau, I guess. I mean, everything's alleged in my opinion for entertainment purposes only, everybody. So, with that being said, that is my take on Stormi and Courtney and this whole thing. One love, much love, all love, everybody. Bye, yeah, 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 bye, yeah, 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 bye, everybody.